Let me just take a few minutes to share my take on Brigitte Macron and what's being said about her right now, what Candace is saying about her, what this new book is apparently saying about her question mark. I'm just gonna say her for her. That doesn't mean that I think that she's a her, or that she is a her, but just because the persona of this person is female, and everything I've known about this person has been that she's a she. So that's just explaining my pronouns up front. It's not because I'm saying, well, if a person decides to be that he or she is a she, that he's a she, or that she's a he, or that he or she is a they, you just got to accept that and do what they tell you to do. I definitely don't believe that. I definitely don't follow that. So just a little disclaimer there. But with Brigitte, the assumption is the working assumption is that she's a woman until it's shown otherwise, right? That's like the burden of proof is on the people who are attempting to disprove her womanhood or her womanness. Or who just basically are saying she's a transgender man, which is the story. If you haven't heard about it yet, that's the story that seems to be everywhere right now. It's getting a lot of attention. Anytime there's any video about Emmanuel Macron and Brigitte together, all the comments are, "She's a man." She's a and some variation of that. So the establishment types don't want it to get out there. The establishment types are saying it's just another baseless conspiracy theory. It's just more misinformation. They just say that all the time. They're a broken record, right? We know that about them. We know not to believe them. But that's not to say that you should just immediately believe that this theory is true without examination. Now, I've been watching a little bit of Candace's series about becoming Brigitte, and I've got to say, it's like what she's sharing on her video site, on her YouTube channel, is apparently what's going to be in this book that's either out right now or going to be out soon. And the book is also entitled Becoming Brigitte, and it's written by a Frenchman, a French reporter who's been on the scene, who's been covering this event or this issue for a while, and has certain conclusions that he has drawn. What I think is there's something there. I mean, Emmanuel Macron, he's like out of all the world leaders that I want to punch in the face the most, by far, it's Trudeau, our neighbor to the north. He leads the pack by a considerable distance, but Macron is in second. All right, I don't like the guy. But that's neither here nor there. It's just clarifying my take on this guy and what he stands for. But on the other hand, like Justin Trudeau, I can sort of believe that Emmanuel Macron might just be somebody who, might just be an empty vessel who was essentially programmed. I think Justin Trudeau just strikes me as like a complete ditz. Like there's nothing going on upstairs with that guy. I just don't get that impression, and I sort of get this sort of a similar impression from Emmanuel. So the idea that he might have been, he might be an MK Ultra asset or something like that, which seems to be part of the story. That seems plausible to me. I think those who want to defend the official story, you've got enough that should be unacceptable already, because the official story is that Brigitte was a school teacher, and at the age of 39 she encountered this handsome 14-year-old student named Emmanuel Macron, and she fell in love with him when she was 39 and he was 14. All right, that's the official story. That should not be acceptable. That should not be something that we just shrug about and say, oh well, age is just a number. Love is love. 39-year-old and a 14-year-old, nothing wrong with that. Now, I don't know if the official story is that they actually were together in all of in every sense of the word when she was 39, or when he was 14, or if they just developed this this bond when they were those ages, and she was married, by the way, to somebody else, according to the official story. And I know we're talking about the French here, so great on the curve, right, for perverse stuff. But still, even for the French, I just think this is something. I don't know why anybody would be okay with that story in and of itself. But that's the official story. If you think, oh, all this is all absurd. These are just some stupid American. This is a stupid American YouTuber. What does she know? She's stupid American. My French accent is very tenuous, but if that's the whole attitude towards these, towards Candace Owens and the people who believe her, and also it wasn't her thing in the first place. It was this French author. So, but if you want to say that they're just a bunch of conspiracy theorizing crackpots, if that's where you stand, and you say the official story is true, well, the official story is you're already accepting something that you should not be accepting. All right, you're accepting a love affair between a 39-year-old and a 14-year-old, and that's something you should not be copacetic with, even if you're French. So there you go. I find that's just my take on the whole thing. I don't have anything especially new to say about any of the allegations or any of the the finer points of the theory. It gets to be very complicated. There's a lot of moving parts to it, and a lot of it surrounds the fact of there not being a bunch of photographs of Macron himself as a child, and also barely any of Brigitte until she was of a certain age. And I do think that is strange. I think that's something. I think the absence of photographs. I think people, yearbooks, the staff of yearbooks for being forbidden to give away, or to let someone see yearbook photos. which is happening. You know, the whole fact that various journalists who are not conspiracy theorists, who are not right wing in any way, who were sympathetic to Macron, apparently when they wanted to write a positive, affirming work about Brigitte, they were given the third degree by his staff, by the people who are are in charge, who surround the president of France and his group, and asked a lot of questions and told, and they left thinking, what the hell? Why am I being stonewalled? What are they hiding? I mean, these are mainstream journalists who had these kinds of things to say. So there's definitely something to that. But I would just say it's just strange to me that that we have reality itself, or what is purporting to be the official story, the sane official story. Oh no, none of this crazy stuff about her changing sexes or even possible incest or this, that, or the other thing. But yeah, sure, a 39-year-old teacher falling in love with a 14-year-old student, and then a few years later breaking up her family, leaving her husband, leaving her 3 children, to be with this man that this young guy that she met when he was just 14. That's what you want to protect. That's what you want to defend. Like that's your idea of like that's not a crazy kooky story. It's strange that that what we're supposed to believe about these two people and their history together is already, so to use a word that I hate, quote, problematic, unquote, without all this other added stuff on top. But that's my take on the whole matter. What do y'all think?